Alright, hey everybody, welcome back for a tutorial on the Crash Bandicoot spin in Unreal Engine 4. I think I actually did a video on, I guess, the first crate tutorial for Crash that had the spin attack in it, or it might have been the second one, I'm not really sure. Either way, I'm going to be showing a better method than that video, because the video just showed a simple method for specifically just to be breaking crates. This one, however, will be completely dedicated to like attempting to replicate possibly the old style, and I'm probably gonna be going off of a few references to fully replicate it, and possibly give it the Crash Tag Team Racing or Over Mutant feel of being able to go fast, so that's preferential. And I'll probably do some kind of variable check or something if you don't want that, or I'll point out what parts of the code have it, and if you don't want that you can just take it out. Anyway, it's about time that I actually start the tutorial and stop talking, so let's create a project, name it whatever you want. Oops, if I can fucking type. Alright, we're gonna want to start with the blueprints. Not about to start a C++ tutorial. Set up whatever you want in here. This is normally my setup, just the default, whatever it allows. Take that out so I'm not putting it into my other project folders and messing anything up. This will. Alright, and it's open. I'm going to close out a message log that's on my other monitor, and we're going to promptly get started. So inside of here, what we're going to want to do is, well, first off, one big key thing is we're going to want to set up the inputs. If you don't have this, the project settings, the easiest way to get it is if you go to settings over here and project settings. I just dock it over here because it's a lot quicker. Anyway, inside of action mappings, we're going to want to create a new one called attack or spin, or whatever you want to call it, and we're going to bind that to the left mouse button, or whatever you want to bind it to. And we're going to go inside the player blueprint, and we're going to do left. Oops, I'm stupid. We're going to type in attack, get that, and for this tutorial, I'm actually going to put this in a separate event, so it can be so you can probably collapse the nodes or something if you want to. Events attack is what we're going to name that, and the input you have, we're going to take that same exact one and just plug it in here, so anytime he spins that gets triggered. And these can just be moved up here. Now we have a lot of space for this, and we can start branching off of it. What I'm going to do is, actually, I've decided that I'm going to actually have little alright, here's what setup I'm going to do for this, because I'm going to show two different methods of the spin. I'm going to show the classic PS1, PS1 Crash, and a little bit of the PS2 era, and on the non-classic it'll be more like CTTR or Crash Over Mutant. Not the timeout where Crash has a limited spin time in Over Mutant, but like how it plays and works around every other platforming element. Probably gonna put something on screen to show what I mean by that, but we're gonna start building this now. This is completely optional. I'm building the classic spin first, so if you don't want to, if you don't want to build the other one, you can completely skip over this. This is more for my own sake of not having to rebuild or anything like that. Anyway, here's the classic spin. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna do a simple sphere trace. We technically don't need to make any other trace channel, though there may be benefits with that, but I'm not gonna do anything to show that or like that. Anyway, let's break this out hit. Oh wait, actually, dumb move. We want a multi sphere trace by channel. Where it starts is I need to get actor location. So that would get like down here. We want to get it up here, but I don't know proper math, so I'm just gonna start it from, I don't know, let's say about 100 up, something. I don't know. We'll quickly test that and see if that even works. Radius, we'll do like 30 for now. Draw type, speed for duration, and let's, crap. I don't like playing in them. No. Man, I cannot click at all. Alright, new editor window. Inside here, we can now see that oh, silly me. I need to check that for myself. Alright. So, that's definitely not where we want that to spawn at. Maybe, I think 50 will do. Ooh, not that much. That is way too high of a number. You didn't even see that. Right. Possibly... I mean, that's technically where the trace would go, but I'm gonna say 30 instead, and we're gonna give this a bigger radius, because he's not gonna be able to break anything if... Alright, that's way too big. So let's say about 75 maybe. Let's see. Alright, yeah, that's good for now. Alright. So I'm not gonna set up animations or anything, because I don't have any made. But so far, this is technically all you need for this. Just, you know, spins them. But now what you're gonna need is, we don't need that, but we will need a quick for loop that will activate only if something is hit. Alright, once this hits, we're gonna actually break. We're gonna tell the hit actor to... Now we can do this two different ways. We can set it up to where whatever's hit takes damage, or we can set it up to where it, you know, will get a message sent to it by an interface. But I'm going to do apply damage, because that is the that's already here and it works. So for it to work, I've realized that you definitely do have to select a damage type. I don't know if that's 100% that you have to, but every time I haven't, it seems to not work. Could also just be me being stupid and not plugging something in when it needs plugged in, but I'm gonna do that anyway. If you do want to do a different type of damage, like spin or something, so you can switch up deaths for enemies or something, you know, you have the jump death, explosion death, yada yada. You can change that in here by making your own. I'm not going to show that because it doesn't matter for this. We're going to make a simple thing you can destroy. Anyways, this is the basic setup of the crash spin. I'm going to quickly, inside of blueprints, make another dummy actor that you can destroy. And inside of that, we're going to go to event graph, delete all this, and we're going to set up a event any damage. Inside of here, we're just going to destroy actor. Now let's give it some visuals. Static mesh. And let's just do a box because that's all the crates are. Why did I look up a box? It's cube. Actually, what am I doing? Cube. Anyway, sorry about my unprofessional tutorial, but I'm not really caring as long as it's comprehensive. Anyway, now that we have that, we can test this. Alright, cool. It destroys it, and Crash can spin. Yeah, that's all we really need. And we can, actually I'm going to make these about the size they are relative to Crash in actuality. I think that's about it. Doesn't matter to me. Anyway, now you can like stack these. Like, you know, the crates. And you break them, all of them at a time. Now, I did notice that there's this thing when you, you know, you can have like a TNT here, but a box here. Crash is supposed to be able to like, jump and only break the one in the center. We were gonna set that up real quickly if you don't want that, or if you don't want the CTTR / Over Mutant, you can actually skip and be done with this whole video here. But now I'm going to show how to actually do this whole thing. So, first of all, we're going to make these variables. Alright, side, oops, alright, over here, I'm going to call this, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it F spin radius. The F signifying that it is a float. That's just how my naming conventions are. And inside of here, we're actually going to add by another vector, but this, why did I even delete that other one? Who cares? We're going to put this both in the start and the end. And inside here, I'm going to call this V4 for vector 4, because it's a, or not V4, V3. It's not a color. Inside of here, we're going to call this V3 offset, oops, spin offset. And in here, we should probably, you know, do, oops, plus 100. And that should work how it was before. Oops, not plus 100. What was it? And I don't remember now. Was it like 30? Yeah, that works. Anyway, back to this. Now we're gonna do a, I guess we're gonna do a check if he's in air, or if he's falling. So we're gonna make another, oops, we're gonna make another custom event, and we're gonna call it event. What's a good name for this? I guess check if in air. So from this, we're going to actually check if he, we're gonna do a quick check to see if he is in air, and if he is in air, we're going to, we are now going to both set this and this to a different value. We're actually going to want to set this to possibly, we might just set it to 0, to be honest. And his spin radius to be a tad bit smaller, probably like 45 or something. We're going to copy this over and set it back to our default values, which are both 30 and 75. And in the event spin attack, we're going to drag this out, and we're going to put event check in here. Alright, now that we've got that, we can quickly check it. Alright. Still gets to 2 because it's still a tad bit up. So what we can do is, instead of 0, we can actually set it to like -10 or something. Uh-oh. Alright, I guess attempt to like -30. A little odd that it... Alright, let's attempt to make it a little bit smaller then. That's a problem. Right. I set the... If you didn't see that, I set that back, but so I guess we can attempt -35. I don't know. I don't remember how I've done this in the past. This is probably a completely new method that just isn't working because it's not good. What if I make it just that tad bit bigger? Alright, what if I make it just below the original? Will that maybe work? No, okay, let's just make it lower down then. Let's say about -40 then. I'm just experimenting right now. Alright, woohoo. I did not try any of this before making this video because we can learn together. Anyway, that's how you get that quick little thing he does now. We're gonna want to actually do another quick little event after I comment these. Check here. Ooh, that's a terrible comment name. Hold on. Alright, that's a better comment name. And this is spin setup. And I'm actually going to why can I not think of the name? Is it just called a node? Yeah, reroute node. Okay, I'm actually going to quickly comment everything. Classic spin, and the next one will be, the slightly modern before Crash 4 happened. Or before the Insane Trilogy even happened. Now we're going to want to do one more event, and inside here we're going to want to call it event, we sort of want to be able to like check if Crash is still in the air, like after his initial jump, because his initial jump is the one where you want it to be able to break that one individual crate in the center, but after that you want his spin to go back to normal, so it's not frustrating or anything. And we can actually set that up very easily with just a simple timer that gets triggered on his spin if he's in there. Anyway, what we're going to want to do is, I don't know what to name this. I guess event reset spin offset. Alright, you know what, reset spins variables. Alright, inside here we're just gonna literally copy these, and that's it. That's all this event's for. That's all that event is. We're gonna want to actually drag this over here, and we're going to want to copy the name. And then here we're going to do set timer, timer by function name. We're going to want to copy the name we just, or paste the name we just copied in there, and we're going to want to just do 0.6, don't set it to looping, and let's see if it works. Alright. I'm done. Do another variable. I guess initial spun. Done. Nice and catchy. And we're actually gonna do another quick little branch here. Trying to do this as understandable as I can. Alright. If that is false, we'll do this. But then we'll set it to true in this and here. Alright, and then what we're gonna want is a quick little event landed, which will just reset this variable. So you can now do it. That's, maybe I'm just stupid. Hold on. What have I done wrong? If initial spun done is false, which happens on landed, this is, let's just plug that in there. This is, why is this not working? It only happens after he lands, which is, it just doesn't make any sense. I guess 0.6 is too much, let's just do 0.3, I guess. It's still somehow too much, or something. I don't know what's going on. Do I seriously gonna set this to self? No, so that really doesn't make any sense as it's not working. Do I want these reorganized? Not looking bad. I really don't want to put a delay in here just because it isn't very performant. I guess I could do a task wait delay, but either way, this just shouldn't be working like this. I guess take that out of there and put it in here instead. That works. Alright, I guess, I was just stupid. Now, we want the timing on this to be good. Where you can get it first try. Alright, yeah, that works. And then you got your normal spinning after a second in it. Alright, and that's the classic spin with a couple of extra stuff put into it. If that's all you want, this would be the end of the video. But if you want the more modern spin, you're gonna want to stick for this. Now the modern spin, what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna disconnect this. And I'm going to actually take this and I'm going to put it into its own little area and make it an event. Call it event spin trace, I guess. And that's all you need for that. Now you can come from here and do event spin trace. Make this comment window much smaller, and alright, cool, perfect. What we're gonna want to do now is we're probably going to create another event after I set up the other stuff, so I'm going to quickly get comments put down, because I may continue Crash Movement, like, tutorials. It was really fun to make, and I may publish a template or something. It depends on if people want that or not. If y'all do, I don't know, like the video and comment or something, or just comment you ain't gonna like it. Anyway, let's set this up as the spin trace, and let's just comment everything here so it's nice and, oops, reset spin variables. Alright, now that that's all commented and nice looking, actually I'm gonna move this to be a little more. Alright, cool. That was just bothering me a little bit that it wasn't kind of uniform. I'm just gonna call this landed event, because we may use it for other stuff and we don't want to specify it to one name. Anyway, now that that's done and such, we can start working on this. Anyway, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to set the movement speed. Crap, I can't remember. I think it's walking speed. First off, you're gonna want to drag this out, actually. And you're going to want to set max walking speed to whatever the current one is. Never mind, that would be stupid to get that set up. The current one is... I must be blind because I can't see this. Hold on, walk speed. Okay, it's 600. We're gonna want to set it to 800, and that's what we're gonna want to do there. Oh yeah, and we're gonna want to do spin trace. What the Crash Tag Team Racing does is it actually slightly speeds you up while you're, you know, moving, and that's about all it does. But I'm going to include a little secondary move that actually kind of like slows your descent when you do it. Only when spinning though, it'll like do this little, like, I think Crash Titans, when you I think spammed X or something when in the air, he would actually kind of like do this slight fall. We're actually going to do that. We're going to do that with a launch character, and we're going to override the Z, and we're going to say like launch by like -300 or something. So he launches by a variable amount. Actually, a quick little thing that I always do, because I really don't like the feel of most of the stuff in this. I actually change a lot of these numbers. I'll probably put on screen or something right here showing exactly. You can't understand me or anything, but JumpZ, I normally set that to 800, and gravity scale I set to 2, which just gives a like it gives a snappier feeling is what it gives, and it's really nice. I got that. And inside of, where is it? In the jump thing, so setting, because before I set that, you can see that you can't control yourself really, and it's not an ideal platformer setup. What I normally do is I'll set air control, you know, full 1. You're gonna want all the air control you can get. now that you got all the air control, it's like, okay, but I can't move a whole lot. That's where you're going to want to change this. Well, I set that to like 5. I don't know what a proper value is for that, but this one seems to work enough that I keep it. Now you got a snappy, good feeling platformer feel, and you can spin. Alright, now that I get that set up, I'm going to attempt to figure out what's going on here. Oh wait, that's what's going on here. Classic spin still selected. Alright, I tuned down the number so it's a bit different, but yeah, that's about what we're gonna do. It allows you to descend a little bit slower and not have to you know, deal with falling so fast or anything. Doing like changing gravity scale ends up with really floaty, messy controls, and it never looks good, so I tend to avoid doing that. Oh, I just realized something. Your spin traces never I'm gonna need to fix that, but your spin trace is actually never going to hit whatever's below you, and that's no good. So what we can do in the default spin is, oh, it's over here. What we can do is possibly inside of start, I guess we just set it to 0, maybe. Not 0, set it to his location. Oops. Oh, actually, that still isn't gonna get it. And plus, that messes with this now, which, you know, is not ideal. So what we're gonna do quickly, I'm gonna quickly fix this, because actually, you know what, no, it doesn't need change from that. We can just set the default radius to be much higher. I do not have a very good brain sometimes. Set this to be like possibly 100. 100 will probably do. Alright, let's see. No, 100 does not do. But any bigger may just result in not being very good, so we can possibly just set his default to be like maybe 20 instead. That could potentially work. Alright, let's attempt 10 then. I don't even think I need to do, like, I think I could actually just leave it at 0 and it'd probably do well. I think I'd probably actually rather do it by a negative number so I can get a bit more below his feet. Yeah, alright, there we go, that's good. And it doesn't fuck with the small jump anymore, and you can hit whatever's below you. Now that that's fixed, inside here, this is the simple way of what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have to fix that, but it makes you go 200 faster than the default speed, and it makes your descent slower. Although we don't want to make your descent slower if you're standing or if you're on the ground. So we're gonna quickly want to do a is falling. And now that we got that plugged in, he will no longer do that, but he will go faster. Now that he's, you know, he can descend slower and go a tad bit faster, that's cool. But once you stop spinning, he will continue to go at a 800 walk speed. So we're now going to want to do a custom event in here that we're going to check on a timer. I want to see, okay, is he still spinning? And if he is still spinning, then we're going to want to not do anything. Actually, we'll just use a repeatable delay, and that should just work. Anyway, we're going to want to call it event reset, max walk speed. Alright. Outside of here, we're just going to want to do a delay retriggerable. Make sure you do that because this one could be called upon and it resets it to whatever. Now we're probably going to want to do something like 0. A little bit below half a second. And once that's done, we're just going to copy this. Oops, we're going to just copy. Why did I have that up there? We're just going to copy this over and set it back to his default speed, which is 600. And then we're just going to call this again. The only reason I didn't include this, like I put this in its own event, even though it's so small, is just because I like keeping it clean and not having a delay in the middle of like a slightly bigger code. So we're gonna call this event here and it should work. Alright, he can go faster, but once he stops, this will probably be a bit better to do a test. We'll just print the max speed. It should not be called while you're doing this, but once you stop, it should be able to be called. No, actually, it is never being called. So let's give it a bigger window, I guess. Oh, that's why I need to plug both of those in. Tad bit dumb. Alright, now when you stop it should, yeah, alright, cool. Instead of 0.5 though, we want it to be smaller, so he kind of stops as soon as you stop spinning. So you can spin around, be at faster speeds, and then once you stop, it's back to normal speed. So you can go a lot faster here, break through crates. One thing we will want to fix after this is this, because when spamming this, you can jump, but sometimes it does a little screwy thing. Plus, you're probably going to want to be able to jump and do like a launch out of the jump, which I think is actually what CTTR, you know, just Radical's lineup, Radical's Time with Crash, I think those actually had something like that, so we're probably just going to want to launch him out of that. So, just commenting this right now. Alright, now that I got that, we can actually do we'll do another variable. And we'll call it spinning from ground. Set that to true if he is spinning from ground. Now that we have that, we're going to want... Actually, stupidly, let's not do that. Let's put it in here, actually. Actually, no. Right, yeah. Let's put it in here as true. And at the end of this, we can get rid of this printing now that we know it works. And we can set it to false here. Now we can do back these up a bit. Alright, now we can pull these out and do another branch. And now we will test if he's spinning from ground, but we're going to use a not because I don't want to reorganize this and make it look weird. So we're going to say if he is not, we'll do that. If he is, however, then we do nothing with that. Like, now he should just be able to spin and jump normally. Until he's not, you know. Hold on, wait a minute. He is not. Well, now I'm a little confused as to. Oh, wait. Oh. Well, that's weird. It does check if he's falling, goes through true, then it checks if he's spinning from ground. If he is not spinning from ground, it does that, but false, it's not supposed to do anything. But it does if he was spinning on ground prior to it. You know what, let's not do that little thingy. Let's keep that, but also take that out. Actually, we'll keep that in. Right, now that we have that in, we can create another event. And check if grounded. Alright, we're gonna not constantly, but not every tick, because that's not good. But now we're going to check if he is on the ground. If he is, in fact, on the ground, which would be false from here, we will set spinning from ground to true. If he is not, however, we will set it to false. Alright, now that that's commented and done, we're actually going to go to begin play, and we're going to just copy this over. Instead we're going to loop it and do it at 0.01. And now we will copy this name over to here. And that should just kind of continuously check if he's grounded. But now, now that we're checking that, he's kind of like constantly doing it. Now it's gonna it's gonna report that he's currently not grounded. But it will, however, check like if he's done. How about we just make a spin variable if he is currently spinning, or if left mouse is pressed. Where is... There it is. Alright. We're just gonna delete this variable, yes. He is spinning. And while that's being pressed, we're going to set it true. When it's not pressed, we're going to set it false. If he's spinning and he's grounded, or if he... Damn it, I actually got to go find it. Alright. Let's pull this out. And we're going to, instead of jump, we're going to set a branch, and if he's currently spinning and you jump, he will do a... I think we're just going to use the launch here, not launch URL, launch character. Alright, now that we can launch character, we'll just say, like, I don't know, launch him by like 1 million or something, just as a test. That's not even 1 million, but Alright, yeah, it works. Woohoo. Since that works, we will now set it to like he gets launched by like 700 or something. I don't know. think 1,000. 1,000 will probably be better. No, it's not good. Let's do 1,500. Alright, 1,500. That's a little weird. I see that it is working, but at the same time, it's not working. So, I guess having that set up is good, but now we're gonna bring back that other variable that I got rid of. B is ground spinning, and we're going to set that. We're gonna check if he's not ground spinning, but if he is ground spinning, he will not launch downward. Crap. Okay, yeah, that's the right setting to do. Alright, now we're going to completely get rid of that because that was stupid. I don't know where my mind went with that. We'll know if he's grounded, if he's not falling. Anyway, let's see if this works. Alright. It most definitely worked, but he goes way too high. I guess it works better if he's moving or something. I may have to put a tad bit of, just a little bit more delay in this because I feel like it's getting triggered too slowly. Okay, we definitely do not want this to be like 50-50. That's not a good thing. If you're spinning around going fast and you want to get your jump in, you're not going to want it to be hit and miss with how high crash goes. So we'll tackle that in another video. For now, that's, I guess, as good as I'm gonna get it. Let's actually launch him a bit lower. 1,500's a bit too much. That's good. Just a slight little boost from the other one. Anyway, that's the classic and more radical based type of spin attack. If you want me to go over the Over Mutant / Twinsanity one, or not Twinsanity, God, Over Mutant or Titans one, I will. But for now, this is this video, and I think I'm actually going to start up a series after this one, so I guess expect more videos if you want to make a whole Crash controller. After the spin one, I think I'm going to do the other movesets Crash has, like the double jump and possibly his spin attack and such. Anyways, this is the end of the video. Have a good one. See you next time.